surfing started for me. I'm a little bit more like spiritual about my surfing. I'm like consider myself a soul surfer. Like when you're...
I think whatever you think of as God, like you'll meet him out there. Like whoever you pray to or anything like that. Like if you go out and you're surfing and you're like that involved in nature, like you'll feel closer to your God.
So. Yeah, I was borrowing a laptop charger from his roommate because my pet rabbit chewed through mine. So I was over at his house in the living room. I saw his Almeric surfboard, and I was like, oh, like, cool, Almeric, whose is it? And then we started talking about surfing. And then I was like, oh, I rode one in Costa Rica. And he's like, you surf? And I was like, yeah. He's like, you surfed in Costa Rica? And I was like, yeah, I spent a month there in January. And then he was like, cool, let's go surfing.
Pretty stoked I just met a surfer girl. I just moved to PB with my roommate. And first girl I met down here was this one.
Yeah.
Surfer girl.
An actual surfer, right.
Yeah, I guess like 2 days later we went on a motorcycle ride.
Mm-hmm. And then after that, Coachella. We met up at Coachella, and then right after that we went surfing.
Surfing, yeah. And with your friend Kareem.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So surfing is the way we found each other.
Aww.
Yeah, surfing is a huge part of my life. It's like my heritage. My grandfather was a surfer, and used to just go to the beach every single day, and my dad's a surfer and used to go to the beach every day, and I'm a surfer and wish I could go to the beach every day. Even being this close to the ocean, we don't go that much, which is really sad.
Not as much as we should. We go way more than most people.
More than most of the world.
We should go like every day.
We should go every day, yeah.
Like the beach in general, like the whole lifestyle of like the beach and surfing and hanging out down there. Like we even if like the waves suck, it'll be like, you know, sunset time. Everyone charges down to the beach just to watch sunset and hang out down there.
And just getting in the water and you know, splashing around in the waves and standing up on the tiniest waves. Or
even the waves are terrible.
Just as fun
because,
you know, especially if you have a good buddy out there surfing with you, and you're just like, hey, yeah, Raj, Seminar.
You're a good buddy.
You're my great buddy,
Aww.
Greatest buddy. I was on a team in middle school, and then in high school I was on a surf team too, briefly. So it was just like competitive in like the slightest sense, but I never really felt that I was competitive with it. I think it's more of like a fun sport that you just do to kind of get some exercise and have a blast. And, like,
high school's. I did competitions in high school for a little while, and just local, like the couple in Oceanside, the pier up there. They have a bunch of competitions up there, and then a bunch down at Windansea. We had a couple. But it was like, I hate surf competitions. They're terrible. I think it's just like such a weird thing to judge. I think you go to a surf competition and you see the person that won and you're like, what? Like, hardly ever do I feel like that guy out-surfed somebody else or something. It's like because they did, I don't know, like how they do the points and how they do the judging. If you look at
it's like who's to make the scale of what a good surfer is or what a good ride is on a. You go out there and you're in tune with the nature, like you're harnessing this like pure raw energy that the ocean is like sending to our land, and you're like riding it with a big stick, you know, and you're just like, I'm on top of the water and being like propelled through the ocean. It's like that's such a cool like dolphins do it, and
it's a weird thing to judge.
Sea life do it, and then to be like, I'm gonna make it into a competition and like get sponsored and make money off of it. I mean, it just like everything is now about making money in some way, and I think it's great if someone can make a living doing what they love. Don't get me wrong, but
it's pretty cool.
For me, I wouldn't want to compete in something that's like so like personal and spiritual.
And it makes people sharky about it. Like you're in a competition, and all of a sudden, this thing that you go out on a normal day, and there's like 3 strangers out there that are smiling at you and like talking you up, and it's like, great wave, man. Like
taking your turn.
Totally, taking your turn, and then you get like surf competitions. It's like it's about cutting each other. Like you're like out paddling in position the other guy, and like you're gonna like take his wave, and like that guy has priority, and it's just I don't know, it's ridiculous. It changes the whole dynamic, I think. So. No competition for me. We feel strongly about this.
Coming behind me, so like,
I'll hit you in the face.
Really? So my like freshman year of high school, it was like the summer going into sophomore year. I was surfing with some guys up at Carlsbad State Beach, a bunch of friends, and they were older, and I like had borrowed a shortboard off of one of them. I was like, I can surf, like paddling out with them, like keeping up with them. Caught a couple waves. The 3rd wave that I caught, I stood up, the nose purled because it was much shorter than I was used to, and immediately just like tumbled, and the board came up over the top of me and smacked me in the face. And I like came up, and I want to know if anybody had seen it. Like that's the only thing I was worried about. I was like, anybody see that? Nobody saw that. And I like there was another little one coming behind me, so I like paddled real hard, and like popped up trying to redeem myself. And yes, my nose was broken. And I had to fix it myself because the waiting room wait was like 4 hours. And the guys were like, dude, you can just smush it back into place. Just pinch it back into place. It'll be fine. Out of vanity. I wasn't trying to be a badass. I just was being vain. I was like, I don't want a crooked nose. It's cartilage. It's mushy. You can smush it around.
Yeah.
Crunch it around, as I should say.
I think we're good.
It's good, Sarah.